Inspired by it.
Motivation. Motivation.
Inspired by
Motivation.
Inspired by it.
Motivation. Motivation.
Inspired by
Motivation.
Welcome to the second episode of Talks with AQ. I'm so hype and looking forward to doing this podcast today. As always, I had released my 3 videos a week for the Inspired by AQ channel, where I focus on motivation. And the topics during that time were more involved with enjoying life and living your best life. Today, I kind of thought about the past, the present, and the future, and I wanted to deliberate with you guys, the viewers, on how those things affect you personally. Now, for me, when I'm talking about the past, the present, the future, it's always filled with the unknown, the pressure, the overwhelming thoughts about what will happen next, or the mistakes that I have done in my life that may be my regret. And for you as the viewer, I can understand, you can relate, because we have all made some mistakes in our life that we can say we have regret in some way or another. It's something that really means a lot to someone, because your past is something that a lot of people can judge you for or can vindicate you for. Now, in our current age and society, we are focusing so much on the cancel culture, while canceling people and telling them that they're not worth anything because of their mistake, and there's no room for redemption, even if they do apologize. I can disagree with that, just because we have the potential to learn from our mistakes, and we all deserve a second chance. There's no one in this life that deserves more chances than the other. We all deserve that second chance. I don't understand why people tend to judge people for their mistakes and just cancel them altogether. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I can see where they're coming from. Because if that person did something that really offended me one way or another, maybe I would have that way of canceling and just be like, nah, you don't deserve that. You made that mistake. But what if that person does learn from that mistake and changes for the better? What would be your opinion then? That's just a question that I'd like to ask anybody. Like, if somebody really put in the work to make a change because they had offended you, and they actually prove it to you that they're changing for the better, what do you do then? Do you accept them? Are your actions going to be more forgiving? Are you going to accept that they have changed? What are you going to do? That's been my thought towards that, because cancel culture has been so rampant, whether it's been with food products, or whether it has been with individuals, or whether it has been with world leaders. Cancel culture has been the main thing that we have looked upon for inspiration and looked upon for the driving force in our lives. I don't think there's never been a single day without you looking on the internet, seeing someone just getting canceled, whether it be your favorite celebrity or an actor you've watched on a famous TV show. Like, for example, I was watching The Flash one day, and if you know what The Flash is, it comes on CW, and they had canceled their season 6, I believe, finale early due to COVID-19. And one of the actors who was really getting a very good role, like his role was like rising in popularity, and his character development was on the height, which he was also recognized as Elongated Man. He had made some mistakes in the past with some tweets, and people had canceled him for it, and CW had to let him go. Now, it's very funny to me, because his character was someone who made mistakes in the past, and he was learning from them. And in real life, he's going through the same thing. So that makes me wonder, should we always cancel people because of their past mistakes? Or should we accept the fact that they have learned from those mistakes? Like, this question could go in two different directions, because maybe they could display they've changed, but maybe they haven't. Or they probably have changed, and they have been showing it. But why are we still looking at that mistake if they did change? I always wonder this because everyone reacts to things in different ways. We all have different reactions. Like, for example, I have allergic reactions. I have allergies. If I eat the wrong type of thing, then, oh, there we go. We got a hive. Oh, there we go. Houston, we have a problem. The kid is gone. AQ is falling down. Oh my goodness, please. He is suffering from something really, really bad. Oh my gosh, the hive is erupting. Oh my gosh, the volcano. Ooh. And then there I go, I'm gone. Because of some allergies, you know what I'm saying? So I wonder all these things, like, since we all react to things differently, and we all have our own opinions and our own biases, why do we not question things? Why do we just let things happen? You know? It's got me thinking that maybe we should see to those opposing views and come to better conclusions about things. But like any type of social media outlet, it can get very toxic because everyone believes they know it all and they write down their essays. Which is always true, because if you look down your timeline, you'll see somebody on Facebook writing a whole full essay about why something is how it is, and then an opposing person comes and hits them back with a rebuttal, which is just as long, and you're just watching as the mediator and just thinking like, dang, y'all be the same ones that don't put in the work in school, but you put it in on Facebook though. Like, I saw you the other day complaining about an essay, but you over here writing it on Facebook though. Like, where's that? You got your MLA format. You got your references. You got the bibliography. You got your appendix. You got the title. You got everything going on that Facebook post, but you don't have it in the essay. Tell me, how does that work? Like, tell me, explain to me how you put that energy into that, but you can't put it in school, and you be the main ones complaining about how you can't be successful. Tell me that. And it's not true for everybody. It's just true for some. It's got me thinking though. We as human beings, we put our energy into things that may not go anywhere, when we should put our money and energy into things that will get us somewhere. Like, I've suffered from this just like anybody else, and that's complaining. Complaining, why don't I have this way? Why can't I do this? Why do I have to wait for it? Why can't I just get it now? Like, why do I have to do this? Why do I got to deal with that? It ends up being a overextending type of issue because we just want things to go how we want them to go. We want the end product to result in what we are thinking and how it will play out. Like, don't you ever think about that? We're always thinking about how things will play out in the end. And that's referring to our future. We feel like when we're working in the present, we're going to end up successful. Oh, it's going to play out that way. Yeah, I'm guaranteed that. But hold on there. You got to understand something. Nothing is ever guaranteed. Nothing is ever promised. Yes, you have to work for certain things, but don't just think you're going to get it handed to you. Understand that you got to keep working for it and give the result up to whatever happens. But just know at the end of the day, if you worked your hardest and you tried your absolute best, no one can take that away from you. But just don't go in there thinking you got it. I've always been told this: when you go to an interview for any type of job, don't go in there thinking you're going to get the job. Go in there hungry. Go in there like this is your last time you're going to have this interview. Go in there like you got something to prove. Go in there like you're willing to do anything to do what it do and get down to it. Like you are willing to work your hardest so that you can get this job and you can get this money to support yourself and your loved ones and your family. That's hard work. We all suffer from laziness, which is true, because there's a bed. There's something called quarantine. And when we are in quarantine, we tend to be more lazy because that bed It's always looking real nice. And you always want to nap, you always want to sleep, you always want to rest. But listen here, all that time and energy you put into being lazy, put that energy into making stuff for yourself. I feel like the importance of creating a brand for yourself is very important because times are changing. We are in a highly technological world. Every day, there's a new type of software. Every day, there's a new type of gadget. Every day, there's a new type of something that will help you and that will make things easier. So just thinking about that, it comes to that point where you're just wondering, wow, if I had this, I would get to this. But what is my brand going to be? What can I offer to people that's never been done before? I promise you, there's something that's never been done. You just got to really think about it. Use your creativity. That's where the past, present, future comes in. We tend to focus on people's mistakes, which is the past. We tend to deliberate on what we're going to do in the present. And then we try to assume what will happen in the future. So the next question becomes, which one is most important? Which one is more vital to me? AQ, what are you trying to tell me? Have I been doing things wrong? No, you haven't been doing things wrong. Maybe you haven't been doing things right, just like me. Maybe I haven't been doing things right. Maybe I've been doing things all wrong. I don't know the ultimate power to success, but what I do know is if you actually put down a dream on paper and you actually work towards your goals, something will happen. And if it happens for the best and for the better, then hey, I'm gonna just clap my hands and congratulate you because job well done. When I received my master's degree at my college, which is now a university, I think about the excitement. I think about the power of, wow, I'm completing this. Wow, I actually put in the work for this. Because I can remember the long, dragging hours of trying to do an essay, typing and typing on my computer, wondering if I would ever make it to the deadline time. And I did. 15 pages later, I did. 20 pages later, I did. 5 more pages later, I did. 10 more references, I did. 3 more hours of not sleeping, I did. And then the presentation came, and I was already prepared because of all the time I put into research, typing, resting, and working. All that hard work, and then fast forward, we're walking down, and we're getting a diploma. That feeling is like none other. Because you feel accomplished. You feel like you did something. You didn't know where it would go out. You didn't know where it would end up. You worked towards it without knowing the end goal. But you had a goal, but you didn't know where it would end up. And then boom, you made it through. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is promised. No one knows when they'll be gone tomorrow. No one knows when Earth will not be their home. It's really a deep thought and a deep feeling to think about. It reminds me of this time in school when I was working and there was tragic news about something happening to someone, and it made me really think about the time I had. And this always happened because you always think about the time you have left on this earth when your loved one passes, and you think about, wow, I could be gone tomorrow. What am I doing now? What am I doing at this moment? What have I done so far? What have I accomplished? If you feel like you're not satisfied with what you have accomplished, then look at yourself. Look at everyone you have surrounded yourself with. Look at what you've created. Has it benefited you? Has it helped you? Has it been something that you are proud of? Truly? Man, oh man, oh man. All those questions, right? They're deep. It makes you wonder if you're really doing the things that you really wanted in life. Like from a young age where you had that talk about, what do you want to be when you grow up, son? And you said, Dad, I want to be this. Your parent looks at you and says, I believe in you. Keep working at it and you'll get there. And then when you go to those times where you change your mind, it becomes a battle of, do I want to be this or do I want to end up being that? And it's still going. It's going on and on and on and on. It's this process. That's why I would never shame anybody for changing their major when it's too late. Just because it's your choice what you want to do. Sometimes you're not always happy in the field that you think you are going to work in. So it's good to be critical before you finish your academic career, that you're truly in the place where you want to be. Because if you're not in the place where you want to be, then you're going to be suffering from unhappiness, stress, depression, and all of the negative emotions that stop you from being the real you. So it's okay to take your time. You hear that? Take your time. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a year off. It's okay to do all those things, as long as you're mentally sane. Because mental health is number one. If your mental isn't good, then nothing will make you happy. Like, there are people with so much money in the world that they could buy anything they want. They could have any type of house they want. They could have any type of life they want. But if they're not mentally happy or stable in themselves, then that money is nothing but paper. Those things in their house is nothing but material. Your mental health is important. Your mental health is something you should take care of, number one. So while you're listening to this podcast, please ask yourself this. How is my mind doing? How is my day doing? How is my mood? Am I happy? Am I sad? Am I angry? Am I depressed? And ask yourself why. Why do I feel that way? And try to come up with some solutions. Or you can also try to talk to someone that you know cares about you and wants the best for you. As let me tell you, the real friends out there that you keep and you have and you maintain are the main ones that give 110% support to you at any moment. They'll drop anything for you and come support you. They'll come and see you. They'll support your business. They'll support you when you least expect it. They'll be there when you least expect it. Keep the real ones around you. This main quote I always hold dear to myself, and it's keep it real. You probably heard this on my channel as well, but it is keep it real. Because who wants to keep it fake? Who wants to be fabricated? You better be real since day one. You better be yourself. Don't let anyone change you. Don't let anyone compromise you. Always keep it real. There was a moment in life where someone had told me I was nothing. And when I think about that moment, I say, if she didn't say that, I wouldn't be where I am today, because I physically proved it. This is who I am. I'm AQ. If you don't know now, you're going to know later. And when you know later, it's going to be too late, when you're going to be one of those people that's going to be like, oh, I knew him. Oh, yeah, we was friends. Psych. We were not friends because you kept it fake. You got to be wary of the muses out there. They come in all shapes, forms, and sizes, man. And they come when you least expect it. I can tell you this. Past, present, and future, they matter with the team that represents you. Because if you got a good group of people that support you, that you also support, and y'all exchanging support no matter what, then what do you have to worry about? You got nothing to worry about, man. Like, there's too many times where I really had to evaluate myself and think about the people I surrounded myself with, because there came a time when it got dark, where it got scary, where it got sad, where it got depressing. Those times made me more self-aware of who I shared my energy with. Because in this life, you have to be careful with who you share your energy with, because not everyone can have that energy. Like, if you have a very contagious glow of happiness, excitement, and you're always lit, like lit as in you the life at a party, everybody's like, ooh, girl, yes. Oh, yeah, homie, what up? You know, if you are giving off that good vibes all day long, then let me tell you, don't share that with everybody now. Because there are going to be some people that will take your good vibes and use them to their own benefit, and then take it to the point where you're just dry of no energy. Please be careful with who you share energy with, because you never know who's going to come around the corner and be like, bah, give me your energy. Takes it from you. It reminds me of one of those type animes. Like, if you remember Goku's spirit bomb, he said, Earth, please give me your energy. That's positive energy he's trying to get from everybody. But let's say, for instance, there was a negative effect of that. Somebody that was just taking people's energy, like Cell. He was just taking people's life force and using it to his own benefit to get stronger. You don't want a Cell. You want a Goku who's sharing positivity, who's taking your energy and using it to benefit both of you, not just him. You better be a real one that's trying to save the earth and not destroy it. If you've taken all of these things that I've talked about and you took it to heart, I thank you for listening. Well, there's also another segment of this podcast that I also like to identify, and that's within music. So let's talk about the music industry. Now, I've been doing some research just to understand the music industry and how it is going in terms of quarantine, COVID-19. And I noticed a lot of streaming platforms have suffered from over downloads and streaming things such as that nature, because nobody's outside, nobody's having live concerts, and everyone can do this one thing, which is release music and drop their music. So as you're getting all these uploads on the internet, you're not really going to understand, like, oh my goodness, it's over contaminating. Oh my gosh, overload. So I can expect we're going to get a lot of great music coming for 2020 and even out of 2021, just because everyone has had that time to really be creative and put their own twist on things, whether that be beat creations or whether that be trying to be more creative with their album choice and their word choice. So please expect there to be a renaissance era of music. Don't cut it down short, because if you do cut it down short, then you're gonna be one of those people that's gonna say, oh no, so and so changed because he's more conscious. Don't do that. If he's more conscious, then he's about to send you some fire. She about to send you some fire. Or he about to send you some straight up heat. That you gonna be like, oh my goodness, this is why I am a fan. So be on the lookout. The Renaissance age of music is approaching. So please support your artists on your Billboard hits. Please support your local artists. Artists that I've known lately around me, because I live in the Georgia area, ATL, shout out. You know, AK the singer, that is me. But I also have a godbrother who does music. His name is Ghost Kid Kamikaze. He does a lot of great songs. I know a man named Bedrooms who has a lot of soulful acoustic music. I know another girl named Liv who drops a lot of heat with the rap and the R&B tip. I know a lot of artists. And this is Nicole, who has an amazing project that you should check out, that has that R&B soulful neo soul flavor that's going on. Like, oh my goodness, the music is great, her vocals are great, everything's just popping. I have another friend who is currently in Oklahoma who does a lot of great music and will be releasing music soon. But the one song that she does have on the social streaming sites is Lagrimosa, and that's Cheyenne Marie. There's so many people that have great music going on, and you should check those people out. Like, honestly, don't sell yourself short. Support local artists just as much as you support your Billboard artists. and enjoy the heat that's coming soon. There's never a clear-cut thing with music because music is something that always comes out every so often. You can make a song today and release it tomorrow. You can make a song next year and it'll drop the next year. Or you can be one of those artists that drops a whole album in the next coming year because you've been working on it and you've been trying to polish it to be the best that you can be. Now you're probably asking, what type of artist are you? I try to be a freestyle artist. I always like to organically make things in the moment. But then I also like to plan things out and make it. So I work both ways. I either plan it or I just do it. Just like with my videos on YouTube or my podcast, I just do it and I see what happens. Just because I like to be genuine, I like to be authentic with everything that I do. And I like to show people that, hey, this is me. And just like we talked about before, keeping it real, I hope you can see that I'm keeping it real. Because this is coming from a genuine place. And I'm the genuine article, baby. So what you think? If there's ever a moment where you're feeling like you're worried about your process in life, don't worry. We all go through a process. There's levels to this. If you want to get to where you want to be, trust me, it takes work. It takes starting it. It takes failing. It takes rising back up. And then you can succeed at it. You're not going to get everything at the perfect time because we're not all perfect. It happens. So just remember this. Work to be the best that you can be. Never compromise yourself. And just remember, with the past, the present, and the future, today will always be a gift. So enjoy life and live it to the fullest. Thank you for listening to Talks with AQ. If you have any suggestions for the next episode, please be sure to go on Inspired by AQ on Facebook and comment down below any ideas you may have for what we might discuss for next week. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you have an amazing day.
It doesn't matter when you find
Quarantine Jam.
It doesn't matter if you're lost in mind. It doesn't matter if you're stuck inside. It doesn't matter if you're lost in mind. Just relax and free your mind. It doesn't matter if you're lost in mind. It doesn't